Welcome everybody. Welcome back to Ring B at the Halia Legionov. This is day 6 of the AIBA Youth Men's and Women's World Boxing Championships, the 2021 version. We're in Kielce in Poland, and we've got a great day ahead of us today. 12 fights in the afternoon session in Ring B, 15 in the evening, and some really good ones to get stuck into as well. That's me. I'll be guiding you through the action in this ring. Over in Ring A, you can join my colleague Ronald McIntosh. You can make the switch between the two comfortably at AIBA YouTube at www.aiba.org. And thanks everybody for joining us over the first half of the competition. We've had some really good numbers for this, which is great. It's just great to see these young fighters get the eyeballs that really they deserve. And so here are the fights today. A couple at featherweight, first of all, and a couple of quarterfinals. So the winners there will go on to win medals. Same drill with the heavyweight with the women, and then we're on to the men's lightweights. And there are some tasty matchups in there. There really are. TSUTSUMI looked great the other day, as did Rosenov. OZMEN with a big win himself to get through to fight KULTAEV. And then on to the middleweights. A few of those boxing for the first time. Filio, Mangold, Antonopoulos, thanks to a bye and a couple of walkovers. Alarag as well. So that's their first taste of competition for those fighters. That's the afternoon session. Very good session ahead, as I said. And here's the setup. It's been fantastic. Very well organised, this competition. It's been an absolute pleasure. Right up at ringside, and it's been a while. It's been a while since that's been the case. For myself anyway, covering boxing elsewhere. We've always had to move back from ringside, and that's the backstage area. I went down there about an hour ago, and the Thai team were there. They've got a couple of fighters in action quite early on. The athletes just sitting there listening to a bit of music, relaxing. There's a big screen there. That's what they're all looking at. The mascot in the background. So this is our opening fight at featherweight. This is a quarterfinal. So whoever wins this is guaranteed a bronze medal. And medals are what everybody has come here for. Giorgia Paradisi, who beat Andreea Arletsu of Romania 5-0 in her opening fight, and Panida KAWKANKHUN, who beat Anna Maria Dialova of Bulgaria by split decision in her first fight. This should be a good matchup. The second quarterfinal we've got between Julia SZEREMETA of Poland and Sthelyne GROSY of France. That's a fantastic fight. Those two have really impressed so far. So Ring A underway. Their entrance is just starting.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will start bout number 237, 57 kilogram moments. In the ring B, please to the red corner from Italy, Giorgia Paradisi.
Giorgia Paradisi making her way to the red corner for Italy. As I mentioned, she beat Andreea Arletsu of Romania by unanimous decision in her opening fight. Italian Women's Youth Champion 2020. Boxing out of Rome.
And please to the blue corner from Thailand, Panida KAWKANKHUN.
Panida KAWKANKHUN of Thailand youth champion in her country as well. Junior champion back in 2018 too. I was quite impressed with her in her opening fight. She got past Anna Maria Dialova of Bulgaria by split decision.
Kazakhstan. Holland and Turkey, and the referee from Taipei, Lin Chia-chan.
Jordan, Kazakhstan. Poland, Turkey. And I'll just check the country code for the 5th judge there. We've had a little bit of a change around of the team of officials. Well, I'll have to get back to you on that. Chia Chanlin of Chinese Taipei, the referee.
Round 1.
So into this opening fight, Giorgia Paradisi of Italy in the red, KAWKANKHUN of Thailand in the blue. Paradisi, orthodox fighter. KAWKANKHUN boxing out of that southpaw stance, just leans in at the waist. You see that the feet are spread there, well balanced. The weight isn't heavily on that front foot. It kind of looks like it is, but it's not. She's just hinged forward at the waist there. If you saw the waist over the knee and that leg in a kind of straight line, then that would tell you that the weight is not where it should be. It should be too heavily on that lead foot. Right hand there from Paradisi. I don't think really got through. Neither one of these two has quite found their range yet. Opening minute, and that's understandable. Left hand there from KAWKANKHUN. Counters with a left hand there again. A lot of pressure when you reach the quarterfinals, because this is the business end now. If you win this, then you're guaranteed a bronze medal. KAWKANKHUN just looking to try and use that 1-2. Just dips in with the lead foot. No one's really taken this fight by the scruff of the neck just yet. Midway through round 1. Paradisi just leaning in, gets caught by left hand there. Got to pay a little bit more attention to how she formulates those attacks. She can't just walk in on KAWKANKHUN because she's got that rangy style, she's got that reach, and she will just get caught by that jab on the way in. Long left hand again there from KAWKANKHUN. She doesn't put much on it, but these are landing. Paradisi's on the front foot, the more aggressive of the two. Right hand just about got through there, but KAWKANKHUN with another left hand. Right hand from Paradisi. Left hand there from KAWKANKHUN. Paradisi fell a little bit short, just trying to double up the attack there. I think that is what she needs to do, because she's just been picked off a little bit in this opening round. She's got to try and get inside that lead hand, and she might have to do this the hard way, which is 2 phases, close in. And if it doesn't quite work, if she doesn't quite get there, go again. Right hand got through there for Paradisi, because KAWKANKHUN is quite a languid sort of mover. She does tend to pull back in quite straight lines. Bell goes at the end of the first round. Paradisi might have to really commit to get on top of her, because she doesn't really move her head on the way in. KAWKANKHUN with a clean sweep there, which is what you would expect after watching that opening round. Just reaching for that right hand a bit, and there comes that left from KAWKANKHUN. She's got a simple kind of style, and this kind of opponent in Paradisi is it's kind of made for her in a way because she's the shorter stature of fighter. She's going to be on the front
Second
foot,
round,
going to be
please.
coming in. But as I said, she's not really moving ahead. She's got to start moving that head, Paradisi. Or, as I mentioned, just commit that bit more, be more aggressive and really look to try and get on top of KOWKANKHUN, because you wouldn't exactly say she punches hard. Paradisi is trying to commit here. KOWKANKHUN, again, has timed her a couple of times on the way in with that left hand. There it goes again. Nothing much on it. Nothing much on it, but that's absolutely fine. AIBA boxing, you don't have to hurt your opponent. Amateur boxing generally, you have to hit the target. You don't necessarily have to hurt the target. The judges at ringside are looking for scoring punches, legitimate scoring blows. So punches delivered with the knuckle part of the glove that hit the target area, which is either the front of the head, the front half of the head, if you like, or the torso. Left hand there again from KOWKANKHUN. Plenty of encouragement from the red corner for Paradiso. As I said, I think due to that lack of head movement, she's going to have to do this the hard way and just try and walk through KOWKANKHUN. And I think it can be done because, as I said, she doesn't exactly crack with that left hand. Doesn't throw it hard and heavy. Got onto the inside there, Paradiso threw the right hand and then stepped off. She needed to just stay in there because that's exactly where she wants to be. And she gets onto the inside like that, like she had KOWKANKHUN there, back into a corner. Just stay there, plant those legs wide and do not let her out. There's that just little dabbing left from KOWKANKHUN. She's a very calm, composed fighter into the final minute of round 2. She won that opening round, remember. Final 30 seconds. And Paradisi has worked harder. I think has definitely tried to up the tempo on KOWKANKHUN, but she hasn't really had too much success. And again, it's been a Thai fighter really who has found the target more often, I would say. Right hand on the inside there from Paradisi. She needs a big finish here. If she can put together a few punches at the end of the round, and that would really give the judges something to think about. Bell goes. Well, Paradisi gets one card there, Machi Jurgot, so that one's level, but the other 4, a 2-point margin in favour of KOWKANKHUN, so she's very much in the driving seat here. And 1 step away from at least the bronze medal. These are the quarterfinals of featherweight for the women, so whoever wins these, they take their place in the semi-finals. They're guaranteed a bronze medal, but of course get the opportunity to try and make it all the way to the final and box for a silver or a gold, which is what everybody has come here for.
Third round.
So third and final round, Giorgia Paradiso of Italy in the red, Panida KOWKANKHUN of Thailand in the blue. And it's KOWKANKHUN who has got a healthy lead on 4 out of the 5 cards and just needs to keep doing what she's been doing, because Paradisi needs 10-8s here, and it is difficult to see that transpiring on the basis of what we've witnessed in the opening 2 rounds. Left hand there from KAWKANKHUN. Fairly typical of her work. It's not heavy, but it's accurate. It's landing on the target area. Left hand to the body there, nice shot, then just moved off to her right-hand side. She's kind of a gentle fighter, if there's any such thing. That's a bit of an oxymoron, really, to describe somebody like that. But the way she goes about it, she's measured, she's precise, she knows exactly what she wants to do. She doesn't get flustered. And PARADISI, as I've been saying, is a front foot fighter. She's trying to fluster you, put you under pressure, hurry you. And KAWKANKHUN has just not allowed that to be the. That was a good shot. Counter with the left. I think PARADISI got the glove up there just to half block that one. Right hand to the body there from PARADISI, heading into the final minute of round 3, and she needs a huge final minute here in the Italian, or I'm afraid she will find herself eliminated from the competition. Plenty of effort from her in this fight, but she's never really found a way onto the inside, a way to be able to sustain any real pressure against KAWKANKHUN. Little left from the Thai, and then a little left from the Italian as well. Well-timed left hand again there, and then just sticks out the right. There goes the bell, and it will be Panida KAWKANKHUN of Thailand in the blue who will make her way through to the semi-finals. I think I can say that without any fear of contradiction when we see the final card. She was 2 points up on 4 cards heading into that third and final round. So PARADISI needed some 10-8. And they will not, I am afraid for her, be forthcoming. She put everything into it, but KAWKANKHUN was just a little bit too cute, a little bit too clever.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout, win by points with the unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Panida KAWKANKHUN, Thailandia.
So through she goes. Good performance. 3 rounds to 0 on 4 of the cards, 2-1 on the other one. There you go, a clean sweep in round 3 as well. So congratulations to her, because she is through to the semi-finals, and she is now guaranteed a bronze medal. KAWKANKHUN really is the very definition of a kind of languid fighter. I described her as a gentle fighter. It's an interesting style to watch. She knows what she wants to do. She's got that long, spidery kind of reach, and she uses it. But she doesn't really snap the jab. She doesn't really shoot that left hand through. She just touches with it, really. But it's on target, so they're scoring punches. And PARADISI just found it very, very difficult to get hold of her.
Now we start bout number 238. Women's 57 kilogram in the ring B. And please, to the red corner, from Poland, Julia SZEREMETA.
Julia SZEREMETA of Poland beat 2-time European champion Bojana Gujkovic on a split. in her one fight so far. This is a brilliant fight, this.
To the blue corner, from France, Sthelyne GROSY.
Sthelyne GROSY has been in real form. The two fights we've seen from her, she beat Katarina Bodnarchuk of Ukraine by unanimous decision. That Hadja Bayadi of Morocco, again 5-0. Been very impressed with her junior champion, youth champion in France. SZEREMETA, though, has won bronze medals at youth and junior championships at European level, so she's got the more sparkling resume, if you like.
Korea, Guatemala, Ireland, Jordan, and Israel, and the referee from Azerbaijan, Mr. Emil Gurbanaliyev.
This could be a really, really good fight. SZEREMETA turned it on against Gojkovic, as I said. Gojkovic, a two-time European champion. She boxed really, really well. She was confident. She's got a little bit of a swagger about her, SZEREMETA. GROSY is loose, fluid kind of fighter, has got plenty of variety. And I've been looking forward to this since these two made it through their previous outings, because I just cannot see this fight not delivering. GROSY won the Nation Women's Youth Cup in Serbia last year. It's had over 50 fights. 50 wins, 1 draw, 5 defeats. Started boxing in 2010, that's a long time ago. So SZEREMETA in the red, GROSY in the blue. Emil Gurbanaliyev of Azerbaijan, our referee.
Round one.
So here we go. SZEREMETA just looking to throw a few feints with that lead foot, pecking with the jab, a little bit short. Long right hand there from GROSY, just about got there. SZEREMETA taking the feet back. SZEREMETA's just a little bit tighter, you would say, than GROSY. She's got a nice rhythm about her, but it's got more of that kind of fast twitch going on, whereas GROSY is loose. Steps in with the right hand again there, the French fighter. That 1-2 just mainly hit gloves. Looks for a right hand to the body and looking for the jab as well. SZEREMETA just windmilling a bit as she came forward there. There's always some movement with SZEREMETA, the shoulders, the gloves, the feet, whereas GROSY just a little bit more economical. Right hand on the inside from GROSY, right to the stomach. A slightly better start from the French fighter here, I would say. A little bit more accurate than the opening stages. Left hand there from SZEREMETA, difficult to see if that really landed or not. GROSY throws the 1-2, doesn't reach, takes her feet back. I was saying this quite a lot yesterday. Good fighters, when they throw a jab or right hand or whatever it is, if the punch doesn't reach, they don't try and force it. They realise it's not going to reach, they get the gloves back, and if necessary, they just pull their feet back out. They don't just keep going forward, desperate to try and make it reach the target. In boxing, most of what you throw won't hit the target. It's just about got through, I think. The crowd certainly enjoyed it. Right hand from GROSY, this just beginning there. Not an awful lot in it. SZEREMETA was on the front foot a lot, as you would expect her to be. But GROSY was happy to step in and meet her on occasion. Split scoring, which is fair enough. 3 in favour of GROSY, 2 in favour of SZEREMETA. I thought these two would be evenly matched, and it's proving to be the case. She had a decent finish there, SZEREMETA. Good right hand there from GROSY, but then got caught. Bit of a shame, really, that they possibly had to meet at this stage. No seeding in the Youth World Championships, remember?
Seconds out, please.
When the draw was done on Monday. All bets were off.
Round 2.
So into the second. Julia SZEREMETA of Poland in the red there. Sthelyne GROSY of France in the blue. Looking for the jab, GROSY. She can keep this slightly on the outside of the two. She's got the longer reach, the The jab that she throws is a good one, gets full extension with it, really makes absolutely the most of the long arms that she's got. SZEREMETA trying to step in and look for a nice quick snappy 1-2. Right hand there from GROSY. Was the best punch of that exchange. SZEREMETA was looking for the body. Nice jab there from GROSY. And again there, just shoots it up from the waist. She'll need that, because SZEREMETA doesn't exactly walk you down. She's not that basic. She keeps the head on the move, as demonstrated there. Just dipped to the left-hand side, kind of led off with the right hand. It was effective. Right hand there from GROSY. Right hand came back from SZEREMETA, but the French fighter had just pulled back out of range. Good reflexes there from GROSY. She's just having a final say in these exchanges at the minute, GROSY. SZEREMETA, I think, got through with a right hand, but GROSY hit her with a left before that and then a right after it. Dipping ahead a bit there, SZEREMETA, as she came forward. There's the jab from GROSY. And that's just able to keep SZEREMETA at distance, at the distance she wants this at the minute. Good 1-2 there again from GROSY, and SZEREMETA finding it difficult to close that gap in this round. Comes forward there, but GROSY on the retreat, able to avoid as she's controlled the round with the jab so far, GROSY, in this second round. Again, just comes in with a left hand followed by a right. SZEREMETA was trying to commit there. Decent left hand there from SZEREMETA. Good body attack. Single right hand there from GROSY. The right came back from SZEREMETA. Deep inside the final minute of round 2. In that opening round, remember, GROSY with 3 of the cards, SZEREMETA with 2 of them. SZEREMETA gets up tight there, but a little bit too close. The final right hand, I think, landed. And she's finishing quite strong. Good right hand there, though, from GROSY. As SZEREMETA came in, she caught her clean with that one. Just as SZEREMETA was beginning to mount a good finish to the round. Good 1-2 again there from GROSY. SZEREMETA just pursuing her across the ring. Gets a right hand in as she pushes GROSY back into the ropes. Final few seconds of the round. Left hand from GROSY. There goes the bell. Scoring of this one's going to be absolutely critical. For me, that was a GROSY round from where I was sitting, but we'll see. 5 scoring judges ringside. And it's reflected there. 4 of them go for GROSY, 1 goes for SZEREMETA. So GROSY in control here. She's 2 points clear on 3 of the cards there, with the other one level and the other one a 2-point margin for SZEREMETA. So SZEREMETA has to do something spectacular in this final round now. She really does. And the first 2.5 minutes of that, GROSY controlled it with a jab, and with about a minute to go, I wouldn't say that SZEREMETA looked like she was running out of ideas, but she was just looking
Seconds out, please.
slightly desperate in a way, because GROSY just, as I say, she dictated with the jab. She's not tall, but as I mentioned, she's got a good reach and she really uses it. The way she throws that jab is very, very good. That's taken a lot of drilling in the gym. And there we go again. She just takes a little step back, jabs off the back foot as she's moving backwards and catches SZEREMETA. Did it again there. And that 1-2, we were side onto that 1-2, and again she gets full extension on that 1-2. SZEREMETA looking for the right hand on the inside, both of them just trading jabs there. Guard up there from GROSY. Nice right hand to the body there from SZEREMETA. One, 2 from SZEREMETA. Defensively, GROSY's pretty tight, though. She gets those gloves up, she blocks well. Dipping at the waist there. GROSY dipping a little bit too low at the waist for the referee's liking. And she comes forward there, SZEREMETA. She doesn't really overcommit. The use of the feet is pretty good. She doesn't overbalance. She keeps those short, sharp steps. Good 1-2 there, though, from GROSY. But this is a big old ring, and GROSY is just able to use it. Heading towards the final minute. SZEREMETA with a long right hand there got through, but found herself on the end of the 1-2 just before that. There's that jab again from GROSY, just kind of half landed that one though, landed full. SZEREMETA's just trying to open out and throw. She's working terrifically hard here, the Polish fighter, has done all the way through the fight, because she's up against somebody here who has just got a better technical skill set. Not that there's anything really wrong with hers, SZEREMETA, but GROSY is a good fighter. Head down there from SZEREMETA, looking for that right hand over the top into the final few seconds. She's been high on work rate, SZEREMETA, in this final round. That could find some favour with the judges, I think, but there's no way she's going to get 10-8s. For me, GROSY has still done the more accurate, cleaner punching and the higher volume of it in this round, but SZEREMETA's industry might see her rewarded, but it's not, as I say, it's not going to be enough, because GROSY is 2 rounds up there on 3 cards heading into that final round. But that was a really good fight. I expected it to be a good fight, and it lived up to it. SZEREMETA just doing everything she possibly could right up until the end there. And she had her successes. But GROSY's got good feet, uses that ring. Caught a right hand there. Generally is quite effective at blocking shots with the forearms, with the gloves.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout in Ring B, win by points with split decision from the blue corner, Stanley GROSY, France.
GROSY goes through split decision, so 4-1 in her favour, 29-28 from 4 judges. So the scoring, round scoring, we'll see it in a sec, but I think they've gone SZEREMETA's way in that final round, the judges there. And as I said, I thought that was perfectly likely, because she worked so hard throughout the course of that final round. So Kim Jong-jin went for GROSY, the other 4 judges went for SZEREMETA. So 4 scores of 2 rounds to 1 there. And GROSY goes through to the semi-final, where she will face KAWKANKHUN. Big effort there from SZEREMETA. She should have no regrets. Put everything she could into that. Just found it difficult to get onto the inside for sustained spells. So those are our 2 quarterfinals in the featherweight division. So bronze medals guaranteed for KAWKANKHUN and GROSY. And now we will move into the heavyweights. And the heavyweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the bout number 239 in the Ring B women's super heavyweight division. Please into the red corner from Moldavia, Daria, KOZOREZ.
So this is the women's heavyweight division, and that is 81 kilos plus. That's classified as heavyweight for female fighters. This is
And this is
Daria
the blue corner from
KOZOREZ of
Spain,
Moldova.
Clara Martinez.
And in the blue corner, Clara Martinez of Spain. These two met in the European Youth Championships in 2020.
And the judges of this bout, Russia, Taiwan, Bulgaria, Turkey and Korea, and the referee from Jordan, Yunis Nabel.
And it was KOZOREZ who we're looking at there, who won when these two met in the Euros in 2020. Referee stopping the contest in the third round. That was in the semi-final, and she went on to win that. KOZOREZ, so European Youth Champion, national champion a number of times. Preliminaries Martinez, as mentioned, with that bronze in those Euros, also a national champion. So psychologically, KOZOREZ has got the upper hand here, you would say. She's boxing in the red, having stopped her opponent in a major championship before. Eight fighters in the women's heavyweight division. So straight into a quarter-final stage. And as we saw with the featherweights just now, whoever wins this will be guaranteed a bronze medal. Preliminaries Martinez has got pretty substantial height advantage there on KOZOREZ.
Round one.
KOZOREZ, the European Youth Champion, in the red there, looking for the 1-2. Preliminaries Martinez of Spain in the blue. Just sticking out the jab there, KOZOREZ, looking for the right hand off the back of it. Just shuffling in there, KOZOREZ. As I said, she's giving away a bit of height, probably a bit of reach. Not quite reaching as she's throwing that. Neither of them are, actually. They're both right on the edge of range there. They look like they should be within range, really, but at the minute, there's quite a lot of gloves being hit. For example there, just short with a 2 or 3, 1-2. She's the busier of the two, though, KOZOREZ. And at the moment, halfway through round one, that'll be winning of the round because nobody's really landed much. KOZOREZ with a decent-looking jab there. Got through with that one. Oh, there's some blood there coming from the nose of Preliminaries Martinez. I think that was that jab which found its way through the guard. So the doctor wipes the blood off. Just has a look at the nose there. See if he feels there's any fracture. Says it's okay to box on. And she's getting to work here, KOZOREZ. Big 1-2 there, that was clean. Particularly the right hand. And remember, she stopped Preliminaries Martinez in those Euros in 2020 in the third round. And she's getting on top of her again here, right to the body, then looks to try and throw that right hand over the top. Into the final minute. Right hand gets through again. She keeps it simple, KOZOREZ. Throws the 1-2. As I said, she shuffles in, takes her feet with her. As I say that, she reaches a little bit with the right hand there. And the referee takes Preliminaries Martinez back to the doctor with not too long remaining in round one. And the fight's over. The fight's over. So the signal from the doctor there must have been that PARAISO Martinez couldn't continue. And KOZOREZ has beaten her again, and again by stoppage, this time a lot quicker than she managed the first time. Towards the end of round one, the referee has stopped the contest there. I think that'll be RSCI, so referee stops contest injury. We'll get confirmation of that. And Daria KOZOREZ, who will be one of the heavy favourites in the women's heavyweight division after just under 1 round's work, has guaranteed herself a bronze medal at these World Youth Championships. And she's effective with that 1-2, as I said, good basics, keeps it simple, inches forward into range, and then just lets her hands go.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout, win by RSCI. In the first round, from the red corner, Daria KOZOREZ, Moldavia.
So Daria KOZOREZ of Moldova goes through, the European Youth Champion goes through to the semi-finals. Puts a bronze medal in her pocket at the same time, but that won't be what she wants. She will want the gold. There's that right hand. And that landed the kind of ideal biting point, really. And she got the nose going quite early on. I think that came from a jab. I think it was a good, solid jab. It got the nose, got the blood flowing from the nose. When I say biting point, what I mean is the absolute optimum distance. So really, when a fighter throws a punch, generally speaking, people think that 80% extension, 80% of full extension, that is the biting point. So if you make contact with your opponent, 80% of full extension, so there's still a little bit of bend in the arm, that's when you hit them with the most power. It can vary from fighter to fighter. You see some fighters who can carry their power right to the end of the punch. Somebody like Deontay Wilder, performers like that. But generally speaking, people think it's at about 80%. So when you see that right hand landed there from KOZOREZ, it was pretty much 80%. Just a slight bend left in the arm when it just cannoned into the face there of her opponent. So next up, Yeldana Talipova and Viktoriia LEVCHUK. Talipova of Kazakhstan, LEVCHUK of Ukraine. And LEVCHUK got a bronze at those 2020 Euros as well. She was in the other semi-final and lost to Tatiana Bogdanova, who was also in this competition in the top half of the draw. Talipova entered the elites.
Ladies and gentlemen,
in Kazakhstan last year, came third.
We have the bout number 240 in the Ring B women's heavyweight division. Please, into the red corner from Kazakhstan, Yeldana Talipova.
And coming to the red corner, Yeldana Talipova, as I said, third in the elites in 2020. That's a significant achievement. That was at light heavyweight. That was at 81 kilos. Women's heavyweight division, remember, is 81 kilos plus. For men, it's 91 plus.
Viktoriia LEVCHUK.
For women, it's 81 plus. Viktoriia LEVCHUK of Ukraine, as I said, bronze medalist in the Euros in 2020. Ukrainian national champion.
And the judges of this bout: single, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Ireland, Taiwan, and Poland, and the referee from Turkey, Sthelyne.
Our judges from Singapore. That's the code I couldn't think of earlier on. Bosnia and Herzegovina Islands, Taipei and Poland. So Talipova of Kazakhstan in the red, LEVCHUK of Ukraine in the blue. Yassar of Turkey in charge of this one. So Talipova, as you can see there, is the bigger athlete out of these two by some distance. And looks for the jab. You'd imagine that that will be key. She's chopping down with that jab, with that 1-2, she will be, but she stands up quite tall. LEVCHUK boxes out of more of a crouch, so that even further exaggerates the height differential between them. Talipova looking to try and use that right hand. She really is having to chop down, which sometimes isn't the easiest thing in the world to do, getting used to punching down. Typically, it's probably what she does have to do. Maybe not quite as much as this. Decent looking 1-2 there from Talipova. LEVCHUK just a bit laboured with that right hand. Her problem is going to be getting close enough to land. If she keeps throwing that jab, right hand, Talipova, it's going to be very difficult for LEVCHUK to get close enough to her. That was a good right there from Talipova. Nice jab too. And this is very difficult for LEVCHUK. Very difficult, because the only way she's going to be able to get close enough, by the look of it, is if she just manages to walk through some quite solid shots. That's really the only method she can use here. She doesn't move her head on the way in. She just dipped away to the right-hand side a little bit there as she threw the jab to the body, or tried to. Talipova is just able to pick her off. She's doing the right thing. She's not going crazy. The Kazakh fighter looking to wind up and land huge bombs. She's just landing, and that's the way forward here. Good jab there from Talipova. There's the jab again from Talipova. And she's winning this opening round at a canter. Solid right hand. She just stepped in a little bit more with that one. Got slightly closer. And again there, I think she's realising now that she can maybe be a little bit more expansive and look to put more power on these shots rather than keep it completely on the outside. She's able just to step in, take that little bit of space and attack at mid-range. Final few seconds of round one. Good right hand again there. Comprehensive round win there for Talipova. 10-8s across the board, and you can't really argue with that. It's target practice to an extent because, as I say, LEVCHUK is certainly game. She's got spirit because she's continuing to come forward, but she finds it quite hard to move ahead on the way in. She's got that guard up tight, and Talipova really has got a fairly easy target to hit there.
Seconds out, please.
That was towards the end of the round where she decided just to step in.
Round two.
Throw that right hand with a bit more power. Using the uppercut rather than just a straight right. There it is again. I think she fancies going after this a bit in the second round, Talipova. I think maybe she feels that she could get the stoppage here, I think, but the head guard needs a slight adjustment before we go on. She's quite circumspect in that opening round, Talipova, but it would appear that she's had a look, realised there isn't a lot to fear here, and is going to set about LEVCHUK a bit more. LEVCHUK keeps rolling forward. There's the jab again. 1-2. One thing you could say for LEVCHUK here, though, is because she is just always coming forward, she is making Talipova throw quite a lot of punches for a heavyweight. It's just possible in the second half of this round, maybe in the final minute of this round, that the Ukrainian could be able just to start to get to her opponent a touch. Got into good distance there, but then just didn't quite let her hands go right to the body there from Talipova, who's winning this round comfortably at the minute, winning it comfortably still. But as I said, LEVCHUK, again, just walking across the ring there, still just walking it down, walking forward. She's made Talipova work hard for a heavyweight. Has she got anything left herself if she does get into range? That's the question, really. Buffeted back by the jab there, LEVCHUK, and by the right hand, standing count. Standing count. And that maybe answers my question, because she got up to reasonable range there, LEVCHUK. She was within range. But then there was just no pop on her shots, and the referee has decided to stop this one. I think he realised that realistically all that awaited Viktoriia LEVCHUK there was further punishment. He didn't feel, I would imagine, that she had any chance of winning the fight from there, and when that's the situation, you make the call, and that's exactly what he's done. So Talipova goes through. RSC, referee stops contest. In the second. She's got the tools, Talipova. She's tall, she throws a decent 1-2, throws a decent jab. Wasn't really tested out there by LEVCHUK. And she's guaranteed a bronze medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, in bout number 214, the ring being win by RSC in the second round from the red corner, Yeldana Talipova, Kazakhstan.
Talipova of Kazakhstan goes through, so she will meet Daria KOZOREZ of Moldova in the semi-finals. That'll be on Tuesday, the afternoon session on Tuesday. So into the lightweights. We're in the last 16 at 60 kilos with the men. We've got some good fights coming up in this lineup in Ring B. Top of the bill there, Radoslav Rosenov European youth champion. He's up against Salvador Flores LUQUE of Spain, who put in a good performance in his opening fight to beat Semic Alicic of Serbia. Alicic, the European junior champion. He won that fight by unanimous decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we start bout number 241 in the ring. Men's 60 kg. Please into the red corner from Bulgaria, Radoslav Rosenov.
Rosenov impressed as well. He impressed against Maxims Golubovskis of Latvia, stopping him in the third round. So I think we've got a potentially very, very lively fight on our hands here. And Flores LUQUE of Spain, as I said, with a big win against Semic Alicic of Serbia in his opening fight. So he'll be full of confidence.
And the judges of this bout, Guatemala, Korea, Azerbaijan, Russia, and Singapore, and the referee from Kazakhstan, Bekpenbek.
Guatemala, Korea, Azerbaijan, Russia, Singapore. Our judges, this bout 241. Day 6 we're in, the afternoon session. Baktizan Bekpentabov of Kazakhstan, our referee. So Rosenov of Bulgaria in the red. Flores LUQUE of Spain in the blue. Flores LUQUE in the southpaw stance, as is his opponents. Flores LUQUE just trying to dip in with the right to the body early on. Jabs up top, goes down to the body as well. Looking for the overhand left there, Flores LUQUE. He's an all-action kind of a fighter. He's busy, he'll throw plenty. Nice right hand there, though, from Rosenov. Just slipped that in round the back of the guard. Rosenov missing with the left, just dragging it. Right to the body from Rosenov. Flores LUQUE just trying to get on top of Rosenov on the ropes there. Rosenov, though, a good mover, proving elusive there. He's thrown that left hand in from wide a couple of times now, up to the head and down to the body, and he's just pulled off the punch a bit and ended up missing with it. He's looking for a right to the body there. Flores LUQUE closed the gap nice and quick. Midway through round one, plenty of intent from both of these two. Skill level here is high, but not all that much cleaners got through. Left hand there from Rosenov, I think might have done, but he was too close there as Flores LUQUE came into his left to the body there from Rosenov, and another one. And then he evades the attentions of Flores LUQUE effectively there, over on the ropes. Flores LUQUE has got that guard intact. He just can't quite land on Rosenov. He's trying to throw to the body. Lead right uppercut there was decent from Flores LUQUE, but a right hand to the body got through from Rosenov. Rosenov is comfortable being kind of pushed back to the ropes. Nice jab there. He's comfortable under pressure. Flores LUQUE is a pressure fighter. That's what he'll look to do, but Rosenov doesn't mind it. Doesn't mind it at all. Couple of good shots to the body there from Rosenov. He's had the better of this opening round. Looking for a long left hand. Might have just clipped Flores LUQUE. Jab to the body there from the Spaniard, fainted up to the head, went downstairs. Just hurrying up those feet. And there's a good example, Rosenov, with some good head movement. He was crowded back into the corner there. But as I say, he's happy in those kinds of situations. He's not panicked, he's not flustered. Raise the eyebrows for the cameras. He really enjoys performing on the big stage. Well, split scoring, 3 judges going for Rosenov, 2 for Flores. LUQUE, I'd have been with the 3 who went for Rosenov there. Left to the body. A punch he landed a few times in that opening round. Flores LUQUE was on the front foot, right hand on the inside.
Seconds out, please.
And he will remain on the front foot. He's that kind of a fighter, but for me it was Rosenov who found the gaps in that first 3 minutes.
Round 2.
So it's the second round here. Radoslav Rosenov of Bulgaria, the European youth champion. He's in red. Salvador Flores LUQUE of Spain in the blue. And conquered the former European junior champion, Semir Alicic of Serbia, with a good performance in his opening fight. Just fainting with that lead hand there. Flores LUQUE was looking for a way in. One didn't quite exist. Dipped to his right, through the right hand to the body. Combination there from Rosenov, but the gloves are up. It was all blocked by Flores LUQUE. Long left hand there from the Spaniard, got through, and then the second one I think did too. He's being a little bit more measured in this second round, Flores LUQUE, not coming forward quite as eagerly as he did before. Fell well short there. Rosenov just wasn't quite able to capitalise. Left hand there from Flores LUQUE. He's having a better round in the second round, the Spaniard. Split scoring in the first round, remember, right up to the head there from the Spaniard. But as I said, he's just thinking a little bit more about things, trying to set a few traps, chucking in a few feints with his front foot himself. Not letting quite so many punches go, but what he has let go has been more effective. Left hand there from Flores LUQUE, off the back of a left hand from Rosenov. He's not given Rosenov as many openings. And I think has made some good adjustments. Nice combination there from Rosenov. The right hand might have got through into the final minute of round 2. Final stages of the second round. Interesting to see how the judges score this one. 3 in favour of Rosenov in the first round, 2 for Flores LUQUE. I would favour Flores LUQUE in the second round myself. I went Rosenov in the opener. There goes the bell. Scoring of the second round in fights often is absolutely critical. Split scoring at the end of round 1. We could have the same thing for round 2, very possibly. And indeed we do. Indeed we do. So 3 scorecards in favour of Rosenov there by a 2-point margin. The scoring in round 2 actually exactly the same as round 1. So 2-0 to Rosenov on 3 cards, 2-0 to Flores LUQUE on 2 cards. So Flores LUQUE's got a lot to do in this final round because he's going to have to turn around one of those 3 cards in Rosenov's favour, so he needs a massive final round here. He needs a 10-8 in the final round, and then we would go to the opinion of the judge or judges. It's a big ask. This has been a tight fight. Into the final round. Rosenov has got his nose in front in here. He's in the red of Bulgaria. In the blue, representing Spain, Salvador, FLORES, LUQUE. Good combination there from Rosenov, and FLORES LUQUE was just trying to gesture to the referee that he was hit around the back there, and it wasn't the right time to do it because you need to protect yourself at all times. Left hand there from FLORES LUQUE, and as Rosenov saw him doing that, he realised he'd let his concentration lapse and just sprung in on him. Good right to the body there from Rosenov, who I think realises he's just got to up it a bit after the second round. Nice left hand there from Rosenov. I think might have just bounced through the guard of FLORES LUQUE. Standing count there, Rosenov with a solid right hand. I thought FLORES LUQUE might have just landed his own left at the same time. He was rocked onto his heels a bit by the punch from Rosenov, and the referee stepped in. FLORES LUQUE again quickly onto the back foot, onto the front foot, I beg your pardon. Really setting his feet for that right hand there, Rosenov. Right to the body, then goes up top. Good combination there from Rosenov. Lead left hand, that was rapid. Hand speed there, tremendous. It's been a good fight, this. My own personal scorecard would have read Rosenov round 1, FLORES LUQUE round 2, Rosenov round 3. We know that he's got a 2-point lead with 3 of the judges heading into this final round, and there's no way that FLORES LUQUE has turned this around. Just no way. It was always going to be a big ask, but good fight and perfectly acceptable performance that from Salvador FLORES LUQUE. He's up against a really good fighter in Radoslav Rosenov. Maybe just let things drop and slip slightly in the second round, but give FLORES LUQUE credit. I thought he made some good adjustments. There's that right hand. Big, solid right hand from Rosenov. European youth champion, as I was saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with split decision from the red corner, Radoslav Rosenov, Bulgaria.
So Rosenov gets it, and it's 3 cards to 2. So he's got it 3 rounds to 0 with those 3 judges who had him out in front, and he's won the final round with the other 2 as well. And a 10-8 in there from Emil Gurbanaliev. So Kim Jong-jing and Vadoval Oneganarathan, who have voted for FLORES LUQUE in those first 2 rounds, they both gave the final round to Rosenov. So he goes through to the quarterfinals, where he will face the winner of our next fight, which is Askat KULTAEV of Kyrgyzstan, up against Kerem OZMEN of Turkey. KULTAEV beat Artur Solovyov by second round stoppage the Moldovan. The referee stopped the contest in the second round. As for OZMEN of Turkey, he produced a really good performance in his opening fight. He was in with Tengiz Katoyan of Russia, the European youth silver medalist, and OZMEN was composed and just turned in a very good display. His temperament looked great. He was maybe inspired by the stage, by the platform. He would have known he was an underdog going into that fight, but he thoroughly deserved to win it. And you could see from these replays that FLORES LUQUE played a big part in that fight. He had his own successes, just wasn't quite enough.
42 in the ring B, 60-kilogram mass. Please into the red corner from Kyrgyzstan, Askat KULTAEV.
KULTAEV, as I mentioned, beat Artur Solovyov of Moldova well inside the distance in his opening fight.
And please to the blue corner from Turkey, OZMEN.
And OZMEN, who's making his way in now, he's sprung an upset, dispatching the Russian Tengiz Katoyan.
And the judges of this bout, Korea, Guatemala, Bulgaria, Jordan and Poland, and the referee from Croatia, Naim Ramaj.
Big deep breath there from OZMEN before he gets that gum shield in. There are judges: Korea, Guatemala, Bulgaria, Jordan and Poland. They always check the same things, the referee, the protector, the gloves, the head guard, gum shield. Naim Ramaj of Croatia taking charge of this one. Final 16 in the men's lightweight division, 60 kilos. Askat KULTAEV of Kyrgyzstan on the right there. He's in the red. Kerem OZMEN of Turkey on the left of your screen, wearing the blue.
Round one.
So into the first. Two orthodox fighters we've got here. Quick feint there from OZMEN, then looks for a jab to the body. Almost mirrors of each other stylistically as they stand in front of each other there for a few seconds. They both stand quite upright, hold their gloves in almost exactly the same position, kind of oscillate that lead left hand in identical fashion. Right hand there from OZMEN as he closed the gap, really committed to that one. Through the jab, it didn't reach, but followed up with a right, which seems to land around about the chin, the kind of throat area of KULTAEV. So ignore the names on the graphic on the bottom left-hand side there. They haven't been changed from the previous fight. Kyrgyzstan is Askat KULTAEV and Turkey is Kerem OZMEN. A very forgivable error. It's been 6 days of relentless hard work for our crew. Looking for the right hand over the top there from OZMEN. Good right hand counter there from OZMEN, and goes to the body as well. Both came forward at the same time there and met in the middle and ended up collapsing to the canvas. Good right hand there from OZMEN, just caused KULTAEV to take a backward step, and then a right hand to the body. He's having the better of this opening round so far, Kerem OZMEN. jab to the body. Looked for the overhand right, didn't quite reach with it, followed it in. Jab to the body is always a good shot. Easy to see. It's a scoring punch. It just sets your opponent off balance. Nice combination on the inside there from KULTAEV. Not sure if it really landed. The left hand might have done. Right hand to the body there from KULTAEV. A couple of body shots got through there from KULTAEV, who's had a decent finish to the round there, but OZMEN for the majority of it was the one in charge, I would say. And it's Kerem OZMEN who has got it 10-9s across the board. This fight, Askat KULTAEV against Kerem OZMEN.
Second half, please. Round 2.
So into the start of the second round. We've got Askat KULTAEV in the red of Kyrgyzstan and Kerem OZMEN of Turkey in the blue. OZMEN took that opening round. Looking for the right hand there, OZMEN got through with it. Good counter though coming from KULTAEV off the ropes. And the judges, the corner teams rather, get the judges' scorecards in the corner right at the start of every round. So they will know that their man has dropped the first round there, Askat KULTAEV. He needs to be a little bit busier in this second round and try and put OZMEN under some pressure. Referee just having a word with OZMEN there about a little bit of holding midway through round 2. Looking for the jab there, OZMEN got caught by a left hand himself on the way in, and the referee talking to him about making contact with the inside part of the glove, the palm of the glove, slapping essentially. You see points taken for that. He needs to be careful. Losing a point in a 3-round fight is bad news. Just trying to come in and out with the feet there, OZMEN. Looking to set up that right hand, but didn't throw it into the final minute of this contest between Askat KULTAEV of Kyrgyzstan in the red and Kerem OZMEN of Turkey in the blue. No knockdown. KULTAEV's had a better round than he had in the first round. I just wonder whether it's going to be enough to take it with the judges. He needs it with the judges, having dropped that first round. Big right hand there and the slip. And the knee, the glove touched down there, and the referee really should get in and stop boxing, because he touched down. He definitely touched down there. Whether he would have scored it a knockdown or a slip is up to him, but he touched down. Strong left hand there from KULTAEV, but it was a big right from OZMEN, which saw him, as I say, touch down with that knee or glove. Right hand there from OZMEN. Strong finish to the round.
Nefes al. Kollarını bırak. Kafanı kaldır. Derin nefes al. Kafanı kaldır Kerem. Derin nefes al. Derin nefes. Çek nefes. Çek kuvvetli çek.
And there are the scores, and split scoring. OZMEN with a strong finish to the round. I was saying about 30 seconds to go. I wondered whether KULTAEV could get something for the judges from this one, and I think he might have got more from the judges actually if OZMEN hadn't had such a strong finish. So OZMEN is 2 rounds clear with 3 of those judges, so that makes it very difficult for KULTAEV. That big right hand, I think, would have played a part there in those 10 lines that went in his favour.
Third round.
So into the 3rd round here. Again, this has been a good fight in the lightweight division, 60 kilos. Askat KULTAEV, Kyrgyzstan in the red, Kerim OZMEN, Turkey in the blue. And OZMEN has continued that form he showed us in the previous outing that saw him dump Tengiz Katoyan, the Russian European youth silver medalist, out of the competition at an early stage. Right hand on the inside there from OZMEN. There didn't really seem to be room for it as he came forward. KULTAEV came forward at exactly the right time as well, exactly the same time, and the right hand did land though. Times KULTAEV well there. That was a good right hand, followed by the left. The left hand did land a little bit round the side of the head. There wasn't really much anybody could do about that. KULTAEV was kind of on his way past as he threw that left hand. Good right hand there again from OZMEN. But another impressive display, this. It would have been a bit of a dark horse heading into this World Championships, not anymore. He's heading into the quarterfinals here. Switches southpaw there as he's just back in the corner. A little bit of a wink and a smile from OZMEN for KULTAEV. OZMEN will fancy his chances against Radoslav Rosenov. Rosenov's a very good fighter, as we saw in that previous fight, but he's no respecter of reputation, this Turkish boxer. He's confident in himself, and he will 100% believe he can win that fight. Right hand there again from OZMEN. So final few seconds. Just loading up on a big right hand there, OZMEN right at the death, and then the shorter right hand just caught KULTAEV as he came forward. KULTAEV worked hard there, did have some success, but overall on the balance of those 3 rounds, he just ran into somebody who, on the day, outdid him. That was that right hand that landed as he was on the way in. And he lands that right hand a lot, and there's quite a lot of variety behind it too. He's not just looking for the same shot every time. Another good performance from him.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout, we end by points with the unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Kerim OZMEN, Turkey.
So through he goes, Kerim OZMEN. His second fight, his second win after beating Tengiz Katoyan of Russia. He's now got past Askat KULTAEV of Kyrgyzstan, and in the quarterfinals, he will be up against Radoslav Rosenov of Bulgaria, who also beat Tengiz Gatoyan. That was in their European youth final. So he's really taking on some top opposition here, OZMEN, but it seems to be inspiring him. Just looking at the highlights of that fight. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Plenty of people joining us over the course of the competition, which is great to see. If you've been watching via AIBA's YouTube, which you must have been, then if you could just click that subscribe button, that would be great. It all helps. Two more fights in the lightweight division in this afternoon session, and then we go into the men's middleweight. So we're at the midway point of this afternoon session on day 6.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have the bout number 243 in the ring B, men's 60 kilogram. Please into the red corner from Japan, Reito TSUTSUMI.
TSUTSUMI looked good. 2019 Asian Youth Champion. Beat Daniele Salerno of Italy. Referee stopping it in the second round.
And please to the blue corner from Azerbaijan, Jalal Gurbanov.
Gurbanov of Azerbaijan. He made his way past Hungary's Ferenc Peter Samu by unanimous decision in his first fight so far. There he is, just emerging through the archway.
And the judges of this bout, Ireland, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Taiwan, Singapore and Kazakhstan, and the referee from Jordan, Yonis Nabel.
There's TSUTSUMI, younger brother of AIBA World Youth Champion Hayato. And the general opinion seems to be that he's the better of the two, Reito. So that is that's some recommendation. Looked good against Salerno. Our judges from Ireland, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Taipei, Singapore and Kazakhstan. TSUTSUMI in the red, Gurbanov in the blue. TSUTSUMI a southpaw. Kind of compact southpaw. See what I mean? Almost straight away. Whereas Gurbanov, also out of the same stance, is different. He stands a lot more upright. He's got that reach, that height advantage, and he will need it. He will need that jab. Snaps it out there. That's going to be absolutely crucial for him if he's going to win this fight, because TSUTSUMI will look to try and move that head as he is there, just side to side, just inches. It doesn't have to be massive, exaggerated movement, just enough to evade that lead hand and get onto the inside. Gurbanov has got to try and find him with the jab. Looks for that left hand off the back of the jab there, Gurbanov. TSUTSUMI will try and keep him turning and moving, close the gap there quickly. And made contact with a couple of good punches. Gurbanov was rocked back onto his heels there. He needs to shoot the jab, just keep throwing it. Left hand there from TSUTSUMI. If he's going to engage on the inside here, Gurbanov, and try and fight fire with fire on the inside, he's going to lose. Got to use that lead hand, got to get jabbing. That's it there. He can shoot it out. We've seen that. He just needs to keep doing it. Phases like that where no one's really doing anything, Tsutsumi's just kind of circling around him, looking for a way, and just throw it. Just throw it. Overbalanced a bit with the left hand there, Gurbanov. Tsutsumi stepped up to his right. Nice body punch there from Tsutsumi. There is quite a lot of body to aim at with Gurbanov. Leads off with the uppercut there, Gurbanov. Good left hand there from Tsutsumi. Caught Gurbanov as he was coming in. Tsutsumi, you just saw those fractional, rapid little steps back with the feet there. Always keeps the same distance between that lead foot and that back foot. That's why his balance is so good. Left hand to the body there from Gurbanov. He looks for the jab that time, looks for the left hand, and when he throws that left hand, Tsutsumi looks to throw his left hand immediately because he knows that he's within range, because he doesn't really shoot that left hand straight through Gurbanov. He stands quite tall when he throws it and comes in after it. So as soon as he throws a left there, Tsutsumi, as soon as he sees Gurbanov throw his left, he knows that he can throw his, and there's a good chance that he'll land it. And his will get there quicker because he's throwing it straight, and he's the shorter of the two. Into the final 10 seconds of round one. It's been a Tsutsumi round. Gurbanov just trying to clip him with the left hook there. Touch of gloves between the two. Good stuff, good to watch. Gurbanov likes it on the inside, and that just isn't the way to go against Tsutsumi, I'm afraid. 10-9s across the board for Tsutsumi. Easy one to score that. Nice jab, left hand there from Tsutsumi, and then just times him with the left hand as Gurbanov's on the way in. Leading off with the uppercut there, Gurbanov. That's unnecessarily extravagant, really. That was a good right hand on the inside from Gurbanov.
Out, please.
Looks to throw that jab. That's what I was talking about there. He throws the left hand there, Gurbanov, and his weight comes forward and he's on the way in, and Tsutsumi just comes straight over the top of it with his left. Little left hand on the inside there from Tsutsumi. Referee giving them a good chance to work that out themselves rather than stepping in and breaking them up. He did so eventually, but it's good. I like that. It's given them the opportunity to fight on the inside, figure it out for themselves, if they can work themselves free. Sticking out the jab there, Gurbanov. He can throw one. He just chooses to try and close the distance and use those longer levers on the inside. Good jab from Tsutsumi. Just to really snap up with that jab. He'll be well practiced at that because he is quite... He is on the short side, you would say, for a lightweight. Not massively. Gurbanov is tall for a lightweight. Good jab to the chest. Looking for the long left hand there, Gurbanov. Nearly landed it, but then really caught one on the inside there. And Any which way they're having it here, TSUTSUMI is winning the fight. There's that long left hand again. He closes the gap really, really well. He looks like he's out of range maybe. Sometimes he'll probably look to Gurbanov like he's out of range with the jab, and then he'll just feel that right glove slam into his face and he'll realise that he's very much in range. Good left hand there again from TSUTSUMI. Sets it up with the jab. Good, strong, stiff jab. And throws the left hand. Straight left hand that time. And again, he's working Gurbanov over actually now. Starting to give him a bit of a beating. End of round 2. And another clean sweep there for TSUTSUMI.
Ya zərbə vurmuşsan, sən çol gözlüysən onu. Özün zərbəni vur, özün zərbəni vur. Özün zərbəni vur.
Seconds out, please.
Deyəcək də var. Bu roundu dayanmadan işlə.
Third round.
So into the third and final round, Reito TSUTSUMI of Japan in the red, Jalal Gurbanov of Azerbaijan in the blue, and TSUTSUMI is impressed once again here, climbing into that right hand. But he always takes his feet with him, that's the key. So whatever he throws, he's balanced. If it doesn't land, he's not coming over the top of that front foot and just falling in and losing balance. And once that happens, you've got no control, you see, that's the problem. And you're open, really. He never does that. So if he falls short, then the weight is where he needs it. He can just get his gloves back up, get his feet back out, and protect himself. But generally speaking, he doesn't fall short that often. When he goes to close that gap and punch, he does it really, really well. Shot with a jab there, but stayed in the pocket, just took the feet back and tried to throw the left hand. Gurbanov is giving it everything he's got here, but it's very difficult for him to have much success. Good jab from TSUTSUMI. Decent jab there from Gurbanov, and I said this a while ago, he can throw one, but he just doesn't do it often enough against someone like TSUTSUMI. As I said right at the beginning, the jab is crucial. If you're the taller man, you need to keep snapping it out and try and catch him as he comes forward, as he springs in, because that would just knock him flat back onto his heels, take his balance away. That balance I talked about, he'd have to reset and start again. Looking for the uppercut there, landed the right to the body, TSUTSUMI, and missed fractionally with the uppercuts. He's got good hand speed. He's going to take a lot of beating. Gurbanov looking a bit unsteady there at times. TSUTSUMI managing to find a way through with the left hand. Gurbanov looking a bit weary now. Right hand to the body from TSUTSUMI, left hand up top. And he looked ready to go there, Gurbanov. And the referee does well to jump in with the standing count. 20 seconds remaining, less than that by the time he gets through with the count here, the referee. So Gurbanov he's nearly there. The end is in sight, because this has been pretty painful. Right hand there from TSUTSUMI, and it's another standing count. very long 8 count, but it doesn't matter. We get to the end of the fight, and kind of pleased to see Gurbanov finish the fight and finish on his feet there, because he showed a lot of guts, because he took plenty of clean punches there from TSUTSUMI, and TSUTSUMI is not feather-fisted, not by any stretch. And it was just beginning to get a bit painful to watch towards the end, so the bell came at the right time there, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, in bout number 243 in the ring, B win by points with unanimous decision from the red corner, Reito TSUTSUMI, Japan.
TSUTSUMI goes through by unanimous decision. There's some 10-8s in there for 4 out of the 5 judges as well. That final round was dominant. And that's what the judges are looking for. They're looking to interpret dominance. They can score 10-8 if they feel it's a dominant round, as 4 of them did there. 10-7 if they feel it's very dominant. We've seen 1 of those in Ring B so far this tournament, or 10-9 for a regulation round win, if you like. And standing counts, knockdowns, don't necessarily mean that it'll be a 10-8, or if there are multiple amount of them, it'll be a 10-8 or a 10-7. It's up to the judges to judge everything. It's the big picture, if you like, those specific incidents which in pro boxing will result in a point going off. In AIBA boxing do not, which, in my opinion, is a better system. Just a reminder to click subscribe if you're joining us for the coverage. Click that subscribe button for the AIBA Boxing YouTube channel. Gathered a good few thousand during the course of the Youth Championships, and the numbers have been great. I said at the start, it's terrific to see these fighters, these young fighters, getting the exposure.
60 kilograms men, please into the red corner. From Cuba, Javier Herrera Montero.
So on we go. Javier Herrera Montero of Cuba, who beat Ganudin Ganbata of Mongolia, making his way to the ring. Slick, skillful, tricky kind of a fighter.
And his opponent, please, into the blue corner from India, Akash Ramesh Gorkha.
Akash Gorkha of India, who beat Enrico Cliche of Germany by unanimous decision in the opening round. Bit closer than it looked.
All this bout. Taiwan, Korea, Azerbaijan, Russia, Jordan, and the referee from Turkey, Yasar Sinar.
Gorkha's fight against Cliche a bit closer than it looked, because the opening round was close and it went to the Indian. Then in the second round, Cliche had a point taken, and at that stage, really, it was kind of over. Those are judges. So the winner of this fight will complete the quarter-final lineup for the bottom half of the draw and go through and face TSUTSUMI, who we just saw turn in another impressive display. Javier Herrera Montero of Cuba, the southpaw in the red, Akash Gorkha of India, the southpaw in the blue. And physically, this is quite similar to the fight we've just seen. Herrera Montero, not quite as stocky as TSUTSUMI, a little bit taller, but he's pretty explosive. Gorkha, like Gurbanov, is the taller of the two, but Gorkha is looking to put some real snap on that jab. He's got long, spidery reach himself, though, Herrera Montero. punches being thrown with some real intent here. Not a lot landing at the minute. Right hand landed on the gloves there. Jab was decent there from Gorka. Both of them just closing in. Wasn't quite enough room for either one to get their work done. Chopping left hand there from Gorka. That looked good. They're just short with the jabs. When they're on the outside jabbing, they're just short. Then when they move in, if they move in at the same time, then all of a sudden they're just a little bit too close. So I think when the range gets worked out here by either one or both of them, then we'll have a real interesting fight. Left hand from Gorka knocked Herrera Montero back onto his heels. The Indian, I think, fancied he might have hurt him a little bit there because looked to try and step on him. Well, neither one's holding there, and they're demonstrating the fact that they're not, but they were unable to disentangle. Good jab there from Gorka, heading into the final minute of round one, and this is just catching fire, this fight, really. The temperature's just going up bit by bit by bit. Nice right hand that from Gorka. He made the Cuban miss with his left and then cuffed him with a nice right hand. Well, the referee giving them plenty of time to work their way out there. Nice left hand to the body there from Herrera Montero. Close this round, it's close. Final 10 seconds. I would maybe just go with Gorka. I think he's maybe landed the slightly cleaner. His best shots have been just that bit better, I think, than Herrera Montero's, but there's very, very little in that. Split scores, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. A couple of 10-9s there for Gorka, and the other 3 10-9 to Herrera Montero. These two are well matched, and the styles actually are blending pretty well. Southpaw against southpaw doesn't always, because generally speaking, southpaws aren't used to fighting each other either. They are more in AIBA international boxing than other codes of boxing. You do see a lot of southpaws, top international amateurs, particularly from certain countries.
Seconds out, please.
So into round two, Herrera Montero of Cuba in the red, Gorka of India in the blue. Again, straight onto the front foot and looking to throw a rapid 1-2 there. Good left hand came back from Gorka, just caught Herrera Montero in range. You could see that sweat just spray off the head guard there, and again, we just have a little bit of a dance here. Just standing off each other, who'll be the first to commit. Herrera Montero goes for a jab, he was well short. Gorka fell in behind the left hand, knew he had and kept coming. When I say fell in, what I mean is when a fighter throws a punch, their weight comes forward and they just kind of fall in behind the punch because they don't have control of their balance. And when it happens, the best thing to do is just to keep going. Try and get onto the shoulder of your opponent, because otherwise you're stuck in dangerous territory. Nice 1-2 there from Herrera Montero. Rapid hand speed, then just got the feet back out. Left hand working pretty well for the Cuban in this second round so far at the midway point of the contest. Both of them just throwing 1-2s, landing almost simultaneously. Left hand from Herrera Montero, was kind of pulling out the punches he threw it because he knew that one was coming back from Gorka. A minute remaining in round 2. The Cuban has been more on the front foot in this second round. He's looked quite aggressive. He's looked to really put it on Gorka at times. Gorka has had his successes, but he needs to do a bit more, I think, in the final minute of this round. There's a 1-2 again from Herrera Montero. That's what he's looked for. It hasn't always landed completely clean, but he's got a piece of Gorka often enough. Good left on the inside there from Herrera Montero. Gorka was coming forward, but he squeezed through anyway. It's strange that when it happens, because Herrera Montero in particular, he kind of looks like he's trying to disengage, but in actual fact he isn't really. It's quite clever. So bell goes at the end of the second round. It's a good round for the red corner, I thought. Well, split scoring, and that ties it up in the most interesting way you could possibly get. Level on all 5 cards going into the final round. I don't think I've had one of these in the tournament so far. I've had a few where 4 cards have been level, but all 5 cards level going into round 3, which is fantastic. Split scoring in the first round, 3-2 in favour of
Seconds out,
the
please.
Cuban. Split scoring in the second round, 3-2 in favour of the Indian fighter. So 19-19 with all of our judges at ringside.
Third round.
And what could be better than that going into round 3? So in the red, Herrera Montero of Cuba, and in the blue, Akash Gorka of India. And the corners get the scores right at the start of each minute in between rounds, so they will know, and they will have sent their fighters out to pour everything out here and win this round. My own card was around a piece as well, because I gave Gorka the first and I gave Herrera Montero the second, just shutting each other's space down there. No real room to get much done. Jabs exchanged. Short with the jab there, Gorka. Herrera Montero waiting to launch an attack. Looks for that left hand, didn't quite land it. Minute gone in round 3, and nobody's taken any kind of a lead in this round yet. Referee says box on, and straight away Herrera Montero came back with a right hand, but Gorka did the same thing as he was moving away to his right. Don't know if the Indian quite got through there, possibly did. And Gorka's had enough of this kind of dancing, I think, and has decided that he's just going to shrug Herrera Montero off. The Cuban just leaning in. He's not holding, but he is leaning on. Right hand on the inside, tries to work the left. Midway through the round. Good left hand there from Herrera Montero, and then again they come together. Maybe both of them just trying to nick a little bit of a rest. I think the referee probably needs to get in a bit quicker. He's giving them every chance in this fight so far, which is good. I like to see that, but at times it's got a bit ridiculous. Herrera Montero just trying to see if he can work on the inside. It's easier for him at that kind of range than it is for Gorka. That's why you'll see Gorka just try and push him off. And Herrera Montero been slightly negative in this final round. Looked for a right hand on the inside and probably got one through. It's been messy and untidy, this. Not quite the finale we really wanted to see. Gorka has just got to try and keep Herrera Montero off and stop him doing this. I think he might have got the 1-2 through there, but the Cuban's the one leaning in there. He's the one more kind of initiating those sort of clinches. Gorka needs to try and keep the gap. Good right hand there for Herrera Montero. And again, they just fall in together. It's been quite clever stuff, this, from the Cuban in the final round. He's denied Gorka the range that he needs to get the fight won. It's still tight, though. It is still tight. Left hand on the inside there from Gorka. Final few seconds. And the Cuban again there, you see he disengages and he's able to just get a little bit of work done there, whereas Gorka can't really do anything. It has been, I think, some quite clever work from Herrera Montero in that final round. It didn't make it great to watch. I think he's just done enough, but it was very, very close. So we've had split scoring in the first 2 rounds. We may well get it again here. All 5 judges had it 1 round apiece going into the final round. I wouldn't like to say which way it would go with any certainty, but I think Herrera Montero was clever and cute in that final round. He lent on a lot. There were a lot of clinches. Maybe he just did enough. Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't win on points with split decision from the red corner. Herrera Montero.
Herrera Montero gets it. Split decision, so 4-1. So 4 judges gave it to him in that final round. And as I said, I think he was crafty in that final round. I think he was crafty the way he went about it. And that's where your boxing brain comes in. Kim Jong-jin going for Gorka in the final round. The other 4 judges going for Herrera Montero. Because when they were right tight up close, in that leaning on, Herrera Montero was able just to push his man off a little bit. And at that range, he's got enough space just to do bits to the body, little uppercut maybe. Gorka didn't. And you could see that when they were up close and tight like that, and Herrera Montero kind of initiated it, he was trying to push his man off to get the room he needed. So tactically, it was clever from the Cuban. As I said, it didn't make for the greatest final round to watch, but competition boxing, well, any boxing, is about winning. And he got the win. So, that's it for the lightweights. And our last 4 fights of the session will be at middleweight. Same scenario. The winners of these will go through to the quarterfinals.
Ladies and gentlemen, we start about number 245 in the ring B men's middleweight division. Please into the red corner from Brazil, Isais Filho.
And we'll get our first look at Isais Filho of Brazil. He got a bye in the first preliminary round.
And please to the blue corner, his opponent from Cuba, Albert Gonzalez Montagudo.
We saw Gonzalez beat Adrian Timofchuk of Poland by unanimous decision in his 1 fight so far, boxing for Cuba.
And the judges of this bout: Singapore, Ireland, Kazakhstan, Croatia, Bulgaria, and the referee from Poland, Mr. Maciej Giorgia.
Sharp southpaw, Gonzalez. Singapore, Ireland, Kazakhstan, Croatia, Bulgaria. Maciej Giorgia of Poland. The 3rd person in the ring. So middleweight contest this between Isais Filho of Brazil in the red, Albert Gonzalez of Cuba in the blue. Both of them southpaws here. There's that crisp southpaw jab from Gonzalez. Strong fighters, these two. You look at the shoulders on them, the backs on them, they're in tremendous nick. About the same size. So physically, a lot of similarities between them. Boxing the same stance, not quite with the same style. Filo's a little bit looser. Right hand there from Filo. Gonzalez, though, looking to work the body. Nice dip of the knees, just slipped under the right hand. Leading off with a right hook. Just feinting with that front foot there, Gonzalez. Looked to throw the jab, then met a jab himself on the way in. It's a good battle, this. Got two good fighters here, just trying to look for gaps, trying to draw something from their opponent. They know they can't just step in and start throwing. This level of boxing is far too good for that. Left hand from Filho. If you do that, then your opponent will just pick you off. Left hand again from the Brazilian, but he dropped the elbow on that there, Gonzalez. Blocked it well. Letting go with the lead. Right uppercut. Standing in range there with the guard up, and Filo just took that invitation. Got a couple through the guard. Right to the body there from Filo was good. Left to the body as well. Trying to work up close. The upper body movement from these two when they are up close is really good. And our technical delegate has just come in and called time because a gum shield has come flying out a good kind of 10, 15 feet out of the ring. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised Maciej Djurgård didn't see it. I didn't see it. Belongs to Filho, who was happy to continue without it. Into the last 30 seconds, not been a lot to split these two in the opening round. Filho with a nice combination there. I think the Brazilian has probably had the better of the second half of the round. He's put some good punches together. That was a bit naughty from Gonzalez. Little stamp with the front foot there from Filho. Gonzalez is never going to fall for that. There goes a bell at the end of the round. Good round. High quality boxing. Split scoring, so Filho gets it. I'd have just edged him. 10-9 with three of the judges. Gonzalez 10-9 with the other two. As I've been saying, not a lot in it. They're evenly matched.
Seconds out, please.
This is the kind of thing you see in these Youth World Championships. The standard is just so high. Just a reminder to click that subscribe button if you're watching on AIBA YouTube.
Round two.
Just had a look, 81.3 thousand subscribers. We should be able to get that up to 100 by the end of this competition, surely. Surely. A lot of people have been tuning in for this, and this is why you get to see fighters like this. Isaias Filho of Brazil in the red, Albert Gonzalez of Cuba in the blue. Very tight opening round between these two, and as I said, the skill and the reflexes on show when they're fighting up close. They're absolutely top level. Flicks the jab there, Filo, was just slightly out of range. Got a couple through to the body there, Gonzalez, plus a left hand. Trading punches on the inside, the right hand up top to the head with the lead hand from Filo's probably the best shot of that exchange. The referee just having the odd word every now and again. The last thing you want to see in a fight like this is a point go. Good defense there from Gonzalez. He's putting his punches together nicely there, Filo, but nothing got through. Ripping with the right hand there, Gonzalez didn't quite reach. This round is there for the taking in the final minute. Again, it's pretty even through the first couple of minutes. Gonzalez, I think, has maybe just worked a bit harder than Filio in this second so far. Right to the body. Every time the Cuban throws anything, or rather the Brazilian throws anything, there's an ovation almost from the coaches away to my right-hand side. That won't do anything to sway the judges, I can assure you of that. Into the final few seconds of round two. Again, Gonzalez just moving in there, trying to get on top of Filio, throwing the 1-2. Remember, split scores in round one. I just shaded Filio in round one. I think I would go the other way with round two. There goes the bell. What have we got? Splits again. 2 in favour of Gonzalez, 3 in favour of Filio. So Filio with a slight advantage there. He's got a 2-point lead on 2 cards. Gonzalez has got a 2-point lead on 1, and the other 2 are level. So this is absolutely up for grabs here. Absolutely up for grabs. Basically, of those 2 drawn cards, Gonzalez needs both of them.
Seconds out.
Filio needs one of them, because you would bet your house on this final round being a 10-9. I wouldn't bet my house in which direction it'll go, but I can't see any 10-8s. So it's those 2 drawn cards that are absolutely critical here. And as I say, Gonzalez needs both, Filio needs 1. Into this third and final round, and a high-octane start from both of them. Gonzalez of Cuba in the blue, good jab there from him. Filio of Brazil in the red. Both southpaws. They both look sharp. And as I said, this has been high-level stuff. Both got terrific conditioning, good reflexes, good variety. And really are very proficient at whatever kind of range the fight is. They can box from the outside, they can do it up close. Just losing his balance slightly there, Gonzalez, unusually as he threw that left hand, but as I've talked about before, he just followed it in, ended up on Filio's shoulder. Filio didn't really have the opportunity to take a step back or get out of the way and profit from it. Right to the body there from Gonzalez was solid. You could hear that one echo around ringside. Midway through round 3, and again, very, very little in this. Split scoring in the first 2 rounds. And it's difficult to choose again, very difficult to choose. We've got 2 really good fighters here. And this is fine margins, and they will both know it. one really good combination could be enough here. One real bit of quality over the course of this last minute plus could just prove to be the difference between them. It's got a little bit messy in the last 30 seconds. Looking for the right to the body again there, Gonzalez. Walking in with a high guard, walking him down quickly. Filio backed up to the ropes. Leading off with the right hand. Long left hand there from Gonzalez. That did land. So did the left hand there from Filio. Dipped to his right hand side. Threw that really well. Nice and loose. Look for the left hand again there. And they both need a big finish here. They both know it too, heading into the final 20 seconds. And they're just going to have to work for what is remaining of the fight here, because one of them after this will be going out. Big left hand there from Gonzalez, just missed Filio with a straight left, and he might just be nicking it for me, the Brazilian, right at the end here, the final 30 seconds. He's landed 2-3 good backhands. And there goes the bell, and that is another really, really tight round. I'm just going to go with the Brazilian there by a hair, but all 3 rounds have been very, very tight. Very tight. On my own card, I've gone Filio round 1, Gonzalez round 2, Filio round 3, but you could have any combination in those 3 rounds. You really could. Remember, going into that final round, there were 2 cards that were level. Filio needed 1 of them because he was 20-18 up with 2 judges.
In the ring B, win on points with split decision from the red corner.
Filio gets it. Filio gets it. It's as tight as you would like. 3-2. As I said, he needed 1 of those 2 drawn cards going into the 3rd round, and he got 1. Gonzalez needed both of them, but they were 1 apiece. Well, that was desperately close all the way through. As we've been saying all the way through, split scoring again in the final round, and desperately, desperately close. Maria KAWKANKHUN had it 3-0 for Filio, and that's fine because you could pick one of these 2 in every round. It's one of those fights where 30-27 either way, and anything in between was okay, because you've got to make a decision. You can't score a drawn round, and you've got to have the courage of your convictions. You don't give the 2nd round to one fighter because you gave the 1st round to the other fighter and it was close, and you're trying to hedge your bets and level things up. That's not how it's done. So that was on an absolute knife edge all the way through. And he's unlucky, Gonzalez. He's unlucky that those 2 met early and that he's out.
And now we start the bout number 246 in the ring B. Middleweight division men's, please into the red corner from Germany, Marcel Mangold.
So we didn't see Marcel Mangold of Germany in the last round. He got a walkover against Morocco's Ilyas Benlami.
And his opponent, please into the blue corner from Ukraine, Ilya Kobitsky.
We did see Toybitsky, the European youth champion from Ukraine, beat Eric Abelian of Armenia. The referee stopping the contest due to an injury in the 3rd round. Good fight, a bit of a showman as well. Never a bad thing.
And the judges of this bout, Jordan, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Guatemala, Kazakhstan, Latvia, and the referee from Taiwan, Lin Chia-chan.
That's Mangold. Tall middleweight. Boxing out of the red for Germany. Tobitsky of Ukraine, European youth champion.
Round one.
So Mangold of Germany in the red, Tobitsky of Ukraine in the blue. Tobitsky, a swaggering kind of fighter. Mangold, as I said, very tall. Let's see if he uses that jab and that distance. If he's able to just put those natural attributes to good effect. It's not always the case. I've seen quite a few fighters the last 6-7 days who have got the tools to keep it on the outside and snap in the jab, and they just haven't done it. Looking for the 1-2 there, Mangold. That fell short. He does look to use that jab and pop off that right hand. Tobitsky just taking the body shot wherever he can get it there, really. The referee had said break. Good jab there from Tobitsky. Saw the head there, just pressed back, and again, looking to try and follow it with the right hand. There's the jab from Mangold, up from the waist. Good left hand there again from Tobitsky. He's having the better of this opener, I would say. And there's that left hand, just snaps the head of the German back again. He's clever the way he works his way in, Tobitsky. You get some fighters who look to just walk their opponent down. He's always putting you under pressure with that front foot, but just there, when the right hand comes in from Mangold, he's just able to fractionally take those feet back or just pull that weight back, but he never pulls it far back, just out of range, and then he'll look to get on you again. He doesn't just relentlessly come forward, whatever happens. Some fighters, as I said, you'll see just put those gloves up and walk in, try and walk through punches. He doesn't look to walk through punches. But he's not squeamish either. When some come his way, he's looking to slip them by the merest fraction and then keep on coming. If you can slip punches on your way forward, then you really are in business, because that puts you in the perfect position to make your opponent miss and then make them pay. And Tobitsky gets it 10-9 across the board there. Pretty straightforward round to score, that one.
Seconds out, please.
So
Round 2.
Toibitsky getting it with all 5 judges in that opening round. He's in the blue. The European Youth Champion boxing for the Ukraine. Marcel Mangold of Germany in the red. Leading off with the left hand there, Toibitsky. Good jab. Really does jab well. Again there, just shoots up and finds the target. It's a real weapon for him. He's shorter than Mangold, but he shoots it up from the waist. Really gets a bit of snap on it. And again there, it's been his most effective punch. Mangold leading off with the left hook, but missed by a distance. One, two there from Mangold, but just lacked a bit of conviction. Hit the gloves. He was well short. He didn't really extend with it. He was within range there, Toibitsky, but he was just, as I said, slightly cautious with it. Good right hand there from Toibitsky. Mangold's struggling with him. He's struggling with him. He can't really keep him off. He's not getting mauled here, the German, but at the same time, Toibitsky able to just to get into range. There's that left hand again. Just snaps back the head. He's been buffeted by that jab pretty much all the way through the fight. As a purist, it's always good to see a jab that works really well because it's such an important punch. It can win you a fight by itself. There it is again. Sticks it straight into the face of Mangold. We can't seem to really stay out of the way of it. There it is again. Didn't land all that clean that time. The second one did get through, followed by the right hand. But that jab that landed about the top of the chest, kind of into the neck, the throat area. A perfect example of just what it can do for you, even if it doesn't really land clean, because it still lands square in the middle of the torso, and it just takes all of his balance away. He just knocks him back onto his heels, and any attack he was thinking about launching there, Mangold, he could forget about it because he's got to get his feet back under him and start again. He's hanging in there, the German, but he's just up against somebody here who is better than him. 4 out of 5 judges going for Toibitsky there, so he's got a clear lead. 20 points to 18 for the judges. There's a good jab.
Seconds out, please.
The lead left hand just featuring heavily there in those replays. So into the third round, and he's kind of cruising here, really, Toibitsky. He's got a good rhythm about him. Mangold needs a massive, massive round here if he's going to turn this around, and it's very, very difficult to see that happening. Good left hand there, though, from the German. But then a 1-2 from Toibitsky. And the winner of this will go through to face Filio in the next round. Toibitsky against Filio. That's a tasty fight, that really is. Right hand there from Mangold. Balance wasn't great there from Toibitsky. Very rare example of him coming over the top of his front foot. minute into round 3. Just wondering if Toibitski's just tiring a bit here, maybe. Bit of blood coming from the end of his nose. Good combination there from Mangold. He's having a bit more joy in the 3rd and final round. Good 1-2 again there, and he's having a good spell here, Mangold. Threw a couple of 1-2s there. Kind of half blocked a couple of the right hands, but they did enough. Just not as much coming from Toibitski. The work rate has really dipped from him. And that punch output has gone right down. And what it means is that Mangold's just got more time to set up his own attacks. He's not constantly having to fend Toibitski off. This is kind of interesting, actually, with that fight against Filio in mind for Toibitski, because he's going to win this fight. He's going to go through, even if he loses this final round 10-9. He's gassing here, and he's gassing badly in this 3rd and final round. And Filio is as fit as you would like. He will keep going right to the very end. We saw that against Gonzalez. That was one of the things that was so good about that fight, was how superbly conditioned they both were, and how they could hold their shape and their technique together right till the very end. And Toibitski can't here, quite simply. So that could be a real factor when those two meet in the quarterfinals. But he's got the win. We'll get it confirmed, but he will get the win because he was 2 points up on 4 cards going into the final round there, Toibitski, and did a load of really good stuff in the first 2 rounds. But that was just interesting in that final round. And I don't think it was just him taking a round off either. You could see from his face, the way that the mouth was hanging open, that he was tired. Mangold won that round, I would say.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with split decision. The boxers from the blue corner, Ilya Toibitski, Ukraine.
So Toibitski gets it. 4-1. I think all but one of those scores went Mangold's way in that final round. There we go. So 3 scores of 2 rounds to 1 for Toibitski, 1 of 3-0, and 1 score of 2 rounds to 1 for Mangold. Easy fight to score, I thought. The first 2 rounds were clearly Toibitski's, and the 3rd round was Mangold's. And as I was saying, just really interesting there that he did seem to just run out of juice in that final round. He can't do that against the Brazilian, against Filio in the quarterfinals. But for 2 rounds, he boxed really, really well. And that was enough to win him the fight. So next up, again in the middleweight division, William Cholov.
And now we have the bout number 246 in the ring B. Middleweight division, men's, please, into the red corner from Bulgaria, William Cholov.
A 2-time European junior champion. We saw him beat Jafar Haydali of Azerbaijan by unanimous decision in his 1 fight so far.
And his opponent, brings to the blue corner from Greece, Nicholas Antonopoulos.
This will be our first look at Antonopoulos. He was supposed to fight Anthony Vivero of Ecuador, but went through via walkover.
Azerbaijan, Ireland, Singapore, Russia, and Korea. And the referee from Israel, Mr. Artur Borginyan.
So there's Cholov. As I say, two-time European junior champion, comes here with a big reputation. Looked good in his first fight. Kind of a cute southpaw, Cholov. On top, Antonopoulos. Well, we'll have to wait and see because, as I say, he wasn't needed against Vivero. Went through via walkover. Tall, lean kind of fighter. Azerbaijan, Ireland, Singapore, Russia, Korea. That's where our judges are from. And it's Israel for our referee, Artur Borginyan. So this is the penultimate fight of the afternoon session in Ring B. Another good session here. There's some really good fights today. So orthodox fighter, Antonopoulos of Greece. Or rather, two southpaws here, I beg your pardon. Antonopoulos of Greece in the blue, Cholov of Bulgaria in the red. Just dips him with the left hand to the body there, Cholov. Caught a jab there from Antonopoulos, I think. Slip called by the referee. What a dramatic slip as he went sliding towards that blue corner. Left to the body there from Cholov. Aiming that big overhand left, but Antonopoulos evaded that one. Left hand there from Cholov. I think it was at least half blocked there from Antonopoulos on the far side of the ring from me. Just past the midway point of round one. Antonopoulos leads off with a right hand to the body. Goes orthodox now, the Greek fighter. Right to the body was decent. Cholov came back with a left hand, but Antonopoulos got those gloves up. Left to the body from Cholov again there. It's been a good battle this so far. Body punching from Cholov might be giving him the edge here, I think. Left hand up top. Wasn't much on it, but it just moved the head back there of Antonopoulos from Cholov. Aiming the right hand there, Antonopoulos. He just measured it with the left and felt that it was on, but Cholov just pulled back slightly. There goes a bell at the end of round one. As I said, pretty tight that. I think Cholov's body punching might have got it for him. Not that much got through from either one, if I'm honest. Clean sweep there for Cholov. Right to the body there from Antonopoulos.
Seconds out, please.
It was a good punch, actually. He went flat a few times.
Round 2.
Left to the body again there from Cholov. That was the punch that did the business for him, really, in the first round, I think. Straight left hand there from Cholov. By the time it landed, there wasn't too much power left on it. Antonopoulos took his feet back, but the lead right hand got through there from Cholov, I think. And the left hand half blocked, kind of cuffing shot. Short little right hand on the inside. He's just finding some gaps now, Cholov. Antonopoulos holding his boxing together pretty well. He's not giving much away. He's finding it difficult to get anything landed himself, really. Just as I say that, clipped Cholov with a right hand as Cholov tried to move off to his left and then followed it up with a left. Left hand was a little bit of a slap there from Cholov, having missed with the right. Antonopoulos may have scored with the right hand there. Into the final 30 seconds of round 2. Right to the stomach there from Antonopoulos was a good shot. Then quickens up those feet, was looking to try and get on Cholov. Looking aggressive towards the end of the round here, Antonopoulos. Came stalking in, looking for the right to the body, but didn't land it. I think this round has slipped away from him here too.
Τι έχεις πάθει, για πες, θα ξυπνήσεις, λέγεται, τι είναι αυτό το πράγμα, τι έχεις πάθει. Κλείς τα μάτια σου,
10-9s across the board there for Cholov, so he's got a very handy lead, 2 rounds to 0 up with all 5 judges. And he hasn't won either of those 2 rounds by a huge margin, but it's been clear. He's done what he's needed to do. Good right hand there, went to the body, then took it up to the head.
Βγάλε την ψυχή σου και παίξε τώρα. Το καταλαβαίνεις, τελευταίος γύρος είναι. Άιτε!
Seconds out, please.
Πάτα καλά, μην πας για 1, 2, 3, 4, παίξε. Δώσ' την ψυχή.
Third round.
Into the 3rd round. So a comfortable lead here for William Cholov of Bulgaria. He's in the red. Antonopoulos of Greece in the blue has boxed pretty well. As I've been saying, he's kept his technique together, kept his shape together for the most part. Hasn't given much away, but Cholov is one of those fighters who's good at finding the gaps. And that's what he's managed to do. Antonopoulos coming forward has struggled to land much on Cholov. He's a slippery kind of fighter. two-time European junior champion, as I said at the very start, so he's got some pedigree. Just tapping with the lead hand there, Antonopoulos, trying to set up the right hand. He's just taking a bit too long about it. It's almost like he wants it to be perfect, really, before he throws it. In that situation where he's got Cholov backed up to the ropes there, the stage of the fight we're at, the situation he's in, he may as well just let his hands go. That might cause him to get picked off by Cholov, but he's losing. So he may as well try something. Cholov's not done an enormous amount in this final round. Good left hand there. He's resisted the temptation to try and turn the screw here and put a real exclamation point on things. There's no need. We're still quite young in the tournament. This will take him through to the quarterfinals. So after this, he'll be hoping he's got another 3 more fights. And he's won this with something to spare. As I say, Antonopoulos has made him work. But I don't think this will have taken too much out of him. So there goes the bell. And it will be Cholov of Bulgaria who goes through to the quarter-finals. There's that left to the body. Came with the right hand there, Antonopoulos. Slipped underneath it and just found the target. Good left hand too. And that is what you might describe as a really good tournament win, because he's had 1 fight already. He's going to have 5 in total in the space of about... Well, by the time he got going, in the space of about 7 or 8 days. So he's won that and kept plenty of gas in the tank.
By points with unanimous decision. From the red corner, William Cholov, Bulgar.
At 3 rounds to 0 with all of our judges at ringside. So as I say, he progresses. He's through to the quarterfinals now, getting nearer and nearer the business end of the competition, and he's got the victory there without taking too much out of himself. That's no insult to Antonopoulos, but there was just a level between those two. So next up, this is the final fight of the session. Manish of India, who we saw get past Daniel Ilyushinok in an entertaining fight, split decision. In the last round, he fights Abdallah Alarag of Jordan, who got a bye to this stage.
now we have the bout number 248 in the ring B. Middleweight division men's, please, into the red corner. From India, Manish.
So coming into the red corner, Manish, as I said, we saw him against Daniel Ilyushinok of Israel in the opening round. He got through that one.
And please to the blue corner, from Jordan, Abdallah Al-Arak.
Al-Arag with a bye right at the bottom of the draw. Top and the bottom of the draw is usually where the top seeds find themselves. No seeding in the World Youth Championships, of course.
Taiwan, Kazakhstan, Turkey, and Singapore. And the referee from Azerbaijan, Mr. Emil Gurbanaliyev.
So Al-Arag in the blue, representing Jordan. Manish of India in the red. Poland, Taipei, Kazakhstan, Turkey, Singapore are judges for the final fight of the afternoon session in round B. In ring B, rather.
Round one.
So into the first round, Manish of India wearing the red, Al-Arag of Jordan wearing the blue. Both of these two orthodox fighters. Left hand there from Al-Arag. First scoring shot. They both just meet in the middle, looking to try and let their hands go. It would appear in the early stages here that stylistically they're quite similar. Look to just kind of bide their time on the edge of range, then step in and use quick hands. Get as many punches off as they can and then get back out. That was a push, so no knockdown. And it's just a question really of who's going to come off better on those exchanges on the inside if this is the way they're going to do it. Right hand to the body there from Manish. Feinting with the jabs and then again standing square and letting the hands go. Long right hand there coming in from Al-Arag, who of the two maybe looks a bit more willing or capable to try and keep this on the outside. Manish, from what we saw in his opening fight, isn't really interested in that. Could be a good move for Al-Arag here to look a bit more for that jab and long right hand, because he knows what he's going to get from Manish. And if he could try and stop him coming in with that jab, right hand, that could work for him. Good left hand there from Al-Arag. And again, with a right hand, just caught Manish as he was coming forward. Rocked the head back, an uppercut on the inside. Short with the right hand, but kept following in behind it. This is good from the Jordanian. Right hand did land, then with the follow-up, he was just a bit over-eager and kind of lost his footing. Short right hand there from Manish was a good shot. Just set his feet and threw the right hand there, Al-Arag. Just inching in, inching forward. Doesn't need to get too close, because there's a certain distance at which the tripwire will kind of be activated with Manish, if you like, and he will just start coming forward. That movement will be triggered. Right hand there from Manish. He could have thrown the jab there, Alarag. He was in distance, and they both just hesitated. He could have just thrown the jab right hand. He was close enough. Bell goes at the end of the round. Interesting round, that. Kind of interesting contest between these two, actually. Manish, as I said, we know what we get from him. He comes forward. He looks to try and take his feet with him when he comes forward and keep that balance, throw short, straight punches. Manish gets it 10-9 on the cards there, and I can see how that's happened because, as I say, he's aggressive. He gets on the front foot. He throws plenty. Not always easy to work out how many of them have landed, but some of them certainly did. Alarag did have his successes. He certainly had his successes. If he's going to try and have it a little bit more on the outside, then he's got to up that punch output with the jab right hand. When they're stood off each other like they were there, if he just inches forward, like I said, he'll get to the point where he's close enough that Manish will just spring in.
Round 2.
But there is a range there where he can throw that jab right hand, either before Manish kind of activates himself or just as he's doing it. And it's exactly where he was there. And then when he does throw it, he's just a little bit too far out. Nice right hand there from Manish. Just threw that as he was moving off to his right, so just shows that he's got a little bit more about him than just that kind of metronomic forward movement. Gum shields come out. Right to the body there from Manish. And to lead off with the left hand. When they engage like that, he comes off best because that's his bread and butter. That is his wheelhouse. He's got quick hands, and as I said, he takes his feet with him. So he's got that balance when he throws. It can get a bit ragged at times. Good defense there from the Indian fighter, just took the weight back. Slipped out of the way of that right hand midway through the contest. In he comes again. He's got to throw the jab right here, right now. He's got to throw the jab right hand there. Alarag just slightly too late on it. When they're just jockeying here, he could throw it. There's no reason not to throw it. Just pecking with the jab. But that's the distance. That's the distance. Manish, those clever. He just made him fall short with the right hand there. It's easy for me to say, I guess, that he just needs to keep popping that 1-2 off. Because when he did throw it there, Manish just made him fall slightly short. Right hand to the body. Good round this for the Indian fighter. Really good round. Right hand on the inside there, though, from Alarag. That'll give him some encouragement and an uppercut. There goes the bell. So 1 round to go in this one, the final round actually of the afternoon session in Ring B. And that was a very clear round for Manish. So he's got both rounds in the bag with all 5 judges. And he will be going through to the quarterfinals unless something extraordinary happens in this next 3 minutes, where he will face Cholov.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So third and final round, Manish of India, 2 rounds to the good with all 5 judges. He's in the red. Abdallah Al-Arag of Jordan is in the blue. So a big, big task on his hands here to turn this around. It's not really conceivable, if I'm honest. He's had his moments in this fight, the Jordanian. That's good from Manish. Comes forward. 3 quick, short, straight punches. Every now and again he comes a bit square when he moves forward, like he did there. So it's not without its faults, the way he goes about things. It can be quite basic. But generally speaking, even though his back foot will come round sometimes and he's standing square in front of his opponent as he pushes those hands out, his balance is still kind of okay. Just short with the 1-2 there, Manish. He's gone into a shell a bit in this round, Al-Arag. He'll be aware he's behind him, sure. It's not like he's taking loads of punishment, but the short right hand on the inside there. And he's found this increasingly difficult as the fight has gone on. There was some promising signs for him, I thought, in that opening round. I didn't think there was loads in that opening round. Manish won it, but I didn't think there was loads in it. And he's got more dominant as the fight has gone on. Short with the right hand there, Al-Arag. Left hand from Manish. Into the last 30 seconds. So the afternoon session nearly at a close. Good right hand, uppercut on the inside there from Al-Arag. He just kind of pushed Manish across the ring. Fancied his chances, followed up and did land a solid shot there. Well, there goes the bell, and that is going to be a 30 points to 27 win for Manish on all 5 cards. I think I can say that with some confidence, and he will move through to the quarterfinals where he'll be in with 2-time European Junior Champion Cholov of Bulgaria. That'll be a task for him. Cholov, a very cute, tricky fighter. But he's got an effective method, Manish. He knows what he wants to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the last bout in this session in the ring B, the win on points with unanimous decision from the red corner, Manish, India.
So Manish gets it. And as I said there, 30 points to 27, so 3 rounds to 0 with all 5 of our judges. And he goes through to the quarterfinals. And that completes the afternoon session here in Ring B. And we saw some fighters right at the very start of it. Go through to the semi-finals in the women's featherweight division. We saw fighters guarantee themselves bronze medals. And the same thing at heavyweight as well in the women's section. And then the men's lightweights. Fights in the final 16, so the winners there progress to the quarterfinals. So they're just one step away from medaling themselves. And then the same situation with the middleweights towards the end there. Another good session, very good standard of boxing. Hope you enjoyed it. We will be back in exactly an hour for an evening session, which brings us 15 fights. So please do rejoin us for that.
Zaten